This was a player that was on everybody's radar as a Montreal fan back in the 60s into the 70s, but despite the fact the Habs picking him up, and despite the fact he had played the NHL before, it didn't work out, and he eventually jumped to the WHA. But a talented player, nonetheless, probably one of the most interesting defensemen of his era, and played with some of the biggest players in the WHA and the NHL, and continues to make an impact as a coach in retirement. Today we're going to talk about the curious case of the very well-respected Bart Crashley. Now, Bart Crashley, born June 15th, 1946, 6 feet 179 defenseman. Eventually played with three major pro teams, including Detroit, the LA Sharks, the Kansas City Scouts, and the LA Kings. Now, four major league teams. My apologies. Get my two Los Angeles mixed up there. Now, Crashley came to major prominence as a heavy prospect in the Hamilton Red Wings program, which was an affiliated team with the Detroit Red Wings. Now, over 4 seasons, he put up some consistent numbers. His best year was in 1965, when he had 46 points in 56 games, and basically showed the tenacity that drew a lot of interest amongst NHL teams. Now, Detroit didn't draft him because he was already pretty much signed and, was going to be part of Detroit's core defensemen into the late 60s. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now, we had some good seasoning with the Memphis Wings and the Pittsburgh Hornets over a couple of seasons, and Memphis had 32 points in 49 games in 67, 6 points in 16 games that season, again with Pittsburgh. Now, he had a full rookie season with Detroit in 68, pairing mostly with Gary Bergman. Bergman was a good veteran player that really guided a lot of young players. 16 points in that season in 57 contests. Now, his style of play was kind of PK Subban style. Now, he was encouraged by Coach Sid Abel, who instructed Crashley to not carry the puck past his own blue line, because he was making, too many rushes with the puck like he did in junior. Now, Crashley was subsequently on the outs with Abel and the Red Wings management, and was traded to the Montreal Canadiens, where he played in their farm system for a number of seasons. Now, his best season in the Montreal Association was the Voyageurs in 1970, when he had a regular shift, 13 points in 45 games, including 7 games in the playoffs. Now, Kansas City Blues in 71, 24 points in 58 games. But with the Dallas Blackhawks in 72, he really opened out. 58 points in 56 games, including 20 goals. Now, we're figuring he's going to go back to the NHL with somebody, but fortunately for him, he decided to jump to the WHA, where he was one of their top defensemen in the 1973 campaign with the LA Sharks, scoring 45 points in 70 games. Now, 74, another season with the Sharks. Again, a very well-respected and beloved player. 30 points in 78 games. Now, 75 was a weird campaign for him, and he jumped from the WHA and returned to the NHL with expansion Kansas City Scouts. Now, the Scouts relied on him quite a bit in the first half of the season, 9 points in 27 games, but Kansas City decided to trade him back to Detroit, where he had 17 points in 48 games, which was kind of bizarre because Crashley said in published reports he would never go back to Detroit no matter what. Now, 76, he eventually found himself with the LA Kings, played 4 games, 1 assist, and back to the CHL and AHL in 77 with Fort Wayne and Springfield, and then with the Binghamton Dusters in 78. Now, he eventually jumped to Austria for a number of seasons, including with Velashar and Innsbrucker EV. Now, he was player coach, like I said, at Velashar 1980 season. He then retired from playing and coach full time, but he did return to play in 83 and 85 before retiring for good. Now, when he jumped from the Austrian League, he eventually came back to North America after he retired from the Austrian program in 93. In 99, he eventually became the assistant coach of the Guelph Storm of the OHL. And in 2008, coached the Quchican Terriers of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Now, he also coached the Campbellford Rebels of the Empire B Junior C Hockey League in 2013. So, a very interesting career, but we always thought he was going to break through with the Montreal Canadiens, because Montreal was looking at a lot of defenders at the time, and Bart, his personality and his style of play would have fit easily in Montreal, but unfortunately he jumped to WHA and the legend was made over there. Now, final NHL totals: 140 games, 43 points. WHA 148 games, 75 points. And ladies and gentlemen, he was part of the Sharks' first playoff run in '73, where he had 2 assists. And let me tell you, the fans loved him in LA. They used to call him the Bartman, long before a certain cartoon character was called that. So that's the legend of Bart Crashley. Thanks for listening. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing. And also, basically, requests are also encouraged. If you have any idea for a future hockey podcast, please let us know. Have a good day. Bye.